Hi, welcome to Yoga Today. My name is Mona Godfrey. In today's practice, we're going to work on setting an intention and sticking with it. Sometimes all it takes is one sun salutation and our mind has already wandered away from what we're working on. We're going to get started today in our child's pose in Balasana, and Michelle will be joining me. And take any variation of child's pose that feels right in your body. Your knees can be a little bit wider apart. If you like, you can have the knees together. And then go ahead and extend the hands actively out in front of you. So you want to feel that you're almost coming into downward facing dog arms. The underarms are peeling off the mat. The fingers are really spread out wide. Fingertips, knuckles, and then the heel of the hand actively pressing down into the mat. Yeah, so you feel the energy through the arms, and then the shoulders are still plugging back into their sockets. Just take a moment to breathe into the back body. Make sure that your hips, your lower back, hip flexor is relaxed. Take one more breath here. So we're going to go ahead and walk the hands all the way over to the right. So as far over to the right as you can, actively reaching out with the left fingertips, keeping that left armpit hugging down so you feel that the shoulders are evenly facing down towards the earth. And then start to breathe into the left side. Visualize the breath moving into the left side and just become aware of the left side. It's your feminine side, it's your moon side, your yin. And then slowly walking your hands back to center and then as far over to the left as you can. Yeah, and you want to keep pulling that right hip crease back. Keep reaching out with those right fingertips and start to visualize the breath then moving into the right side. And again, that's your masculine side, that's your sun side. So again, observe what you're working with in the body, right side, left side, in today's practice. Very nice. One more breath here. And then slowly come back to center. I really actively reach out with the fingertips. And then when you're ready, gently press up into your tabletop position. Very nice. So in your tabletop, look down at your hands. Make sure your fingers are spread out nice and wide. Middle finger pointing forward. Your knees are directly underneath the hips. And we'll just move through a few cat-cow and stretches. So when you're ready, set the belly down, lift the heart, lift the chest. And exhale, pull the navel in. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift the heart, lift the chest, broaden through the collarbones, look up without crunching the back of the neck. Exhale, pull the navel in. Do that one more time. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. And then on your next inhale, finding a neutral spine. Yeah. From here, we're going to extend out through the left leg. Make sure to square through the hips. So feel that your left heel is pointing up and your toes are pointing down. You might even look back at your foot and check that out for a second. So the inner thighs are rolling in towards one another. There's a tendency here as you lift that left leg to let the belly go. So really draw the tailbone back and zip the navel in and extend out through the right hand. As you exhale, you're going to draw the elbow into knee, knee into elbow. Inhale, extend. So just starting to connect to the breath here. Ujjayi breath, exhale, breath per movement. Listen to the sound of your breath. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend. Last time, exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend. Just release the hand down, release the knee down, and switch sides. Extending out through the right foot, square through the hips, heel up, toes down, pull the navel in. Actively press the hands into the earth, and then reach forward with the left fingertips. Your gaze is steady forward of the mat, the back of the neck is nice and long, and as you exhale, zip the navel in. Lift the pelvic floor, connect to the breath. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, draw it in. Use the breath here. Last time, inhale, extend. And then release the hand. And then release the knee. From here, sit back onto your feet. Yeah, just sit back onto your calves. And take a moment, bring your hands to heart center. Now hopefully the breath is there, deep inhales and deep exhales. Hopefully we've settled a little bit more into our practice, into the moment, and onto the mat. So maybe with some slight newfound sense of clarity, before we move forward, taking a moment to set an intention for your practice. Yeah, so asana is very fertile ground, being very mindful of the thoughts that we give energy to, life to, that we feed and give nutrition to on the mat. Yeah, so continuously focusing the mind, staying present, and it helps to have that intention. So whether you want to dedicate your practice to something or someone, maybe there's a specific goal that you're working towards, whether it be on the mat or off the mat. Place that intention on your heart, and then every time you breathe in throughout the practice, you think about that intention, you breathe it into your body, and you give it life, you give it nutrition. And every time the mind wanders away and you notice this and you observe this, just simply bring the mind back without being hard on yourself, without necessarily labeling anything as good or bad. So when that does happen, it's not necessarily bad. Just observe, just notice, and bring the attention back. When you're ready with the intention, with the breath, we're going to blink the eyes open. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog. So make sure the fingers are spread. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, and press back into your downward facing dog. So for many of us, probably first downward dog of the day, feel free to just invite some nice, juicy movement into the body here, pedaling the feet, swaying the hips, maybe shaking the head out a little bit, yes and no. And then when you're ready, just start to gently bring the feet all the way up to the top of the mat. Feet hip width apart, take a soft bend into the knees if you need to. Just grab onto opposite elbows, tuck the chin to the chest, release the head. And just breathe into the back body. Beautiful place to let go of the intellect. So a little bit less thinking, a little bit more doing and being for the remainder of our practice. And then when you're ready, slowly releasing the elbows. Just begin to roll up 1 inch, one vertebrae at a time. Stacking your shoulders above the hips, hips above the heels. When you're ready, bring the big toes to kiss, heels slightly apart. Bring your hands to heart center. And we're going to move through a few Surya Namaskar A, modern Sun Salutation A cycles. So when you're ready with that breath and with that intention, sweep the hands out and up. As you exhale, leading with the heart, hinging at the hips, fold forward. Have a soft bend in the knees if you need to. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Plant the hands, step back into your plank position, top of a push-up. Shift your shoulders forward of your wrists, come high onto those tippy toes. For our first vinyasa, drop the knees and the chest and the chin. And this variation is always available to you in place of chaturanga. On the inhale, set the belly forward into your bhujangasana, your low cobra. And this variation of back bend is always available to you in place of your upward facing dog. Yeah, so have that discernment in your practice. When you're ready, tuck the toes, pressing back either through tabletop or plank into your downward facing dog, and holding and breathing here for 5 deep Ujjayi breaths. So down dog is one of those peculiar places. Yeah, you can either use this space to check in, or you can use that space to check out. So be really mindful of where the mind goes when you have that abundance of space. Now when you're ready, gazing forward, see where you're headed, step or float your feet to the front. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, empty and fold. Inhale, sweep the hands out and up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So take a moment here and close the eyes. Again, sometimes all it takes is that one sun salutation, and already we've forgotten about the intention. Are you breathing it in every single inhalation? Thinking about that intention as you move. Again, inhale, sweep the hands out and up, moving through our sun A. Exhale, leading with the heart beginning to fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, lift the heart, lift the tailbone, pull the navel in. Plant the hands. You can step or you can float back, and it's yogi's choice. You can either drop the knees or lower halfway down. You can set the belly down or come into your upward facing dog where only hands and tops of the feet are on the mat. And as you exhale, press back, downward facing dog, holding and breathing here, 5 deep Ujjayi breaths. Again, notice what you do with that extra space. Can you focus on the intention that you set at the beginning of the practice? And if it's a particular goal or if you're working on a particular posture, can you visualize yourself in that space already? With your next inhalation, go ahead and lift the right leg up towards the sky. Bend the right knee and yawn the hip open. One more breath here, and then slowly straighten out through the right leg, square through the hips, and then step the foot between the hands, releasing the back knee down for your low lunge. Hands in line with your right heel. Take a deep inhale and lift the heart. Lift the chest. We're going to roll forward a little bit on the flesh of that left knee. So you don't want to be directly on the kneecap. You're almost more on that femur. And then see if you can draw the left heel in towards the back body. So you're just trying to open up more through the left side. And maybe this is as far as you go. That's okay. If you want to take it further, you can start to reach back with that right hand. And then kick the foot into the hand, hand into the foot. Lovely. Lift the heart, lift the chest, and breathing here. Close your eyes, and again, as you breathe in the intention that you set. Try not to let go of that. Full belly inhales, full belly exhales. And then slowly releasing that foot if you were holding on. Plant the hands, step that left knee just a little bit more in so it's directly underneath the left hip. From here, go ahead and bring that left knee slightly more in so it's a little bit more underneath that left hip. And then from here, bring the right knee in line with your left. So you're back into your tabletop position. And just like before, we're going to extend that left leg out behind us. Extend that right arm out in front. And this time, go ahead and bend the left knee and see if you can reach back with your right hand, grabbing a hold of that ankle or foot. Now, if you can't grab a hold of it, it's not a big deal. Just keep reaching the sole of the foot up towards the sky and keep reaching out with those right fingertips, hugging the navel in. If you have the ankle, if you have the foot, kick the foot into the hand, hand into the foot, pull the navel in, lift the heart, lift the chest. Keep breathing. Full belly inhales, full belly exhales. Keep breathing. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Slowly extending out. You're going to release the left tippy toes down. That left leg is strong and straight. Yep, beautiful, Michelle. Release the right hand down in line with your right knee. And you're going to bring that right foot back, coming into a modified side plank. Inhale, sweep the left hand up. Beautiful. Breathing here into the left side of the body. Maybe even take that left arm over the ear and start to rotate the hips and the chest up towards the ceiling. Pull the navel in. Keep breathing. One more breath here. And then slowly release the left hand down. Extend that right leg back behind you. And go through a vinyasa or straight back to downward facing dog. Yeah, yogi's choice. Meeting back in that downward facing dog. With the length of your breath, lift the left leg up. Bend that left knee, yawn the hip open. Breathing, full belly inhales. Again, remember the intention that you set. Full belly exhales. Square through the hips, pull the navel in, and then step that foot between the hands. Gently releasing the back knee down, coming into your low lunge again. So again, roll forward on the flesh of your right knee. So you don't want to feel any tension in the knee. If you do, you can always double up your mat. You can place a blanket underneath that knee. And then start to draw the heel in towards the back of the body. One side may be very different than the other, so just be patient. Again, observe the right side, the left side, masculine and feminine. And then when you're ready, releasing that left hand off the mat, see if you can reach back and find that foot or ankle. Once you have it, try to square through the hips. Try to square through the shoulders and lift the heart, lift the chest as you kick the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot. Now holding and breathing here. And if you can't grab a hold of that foot, again, use that imagination bhavana. You can even close the eyes and visualize yourself in this space, one day. It's already within you. It's not something that you're striving or reaching for, just something that you're returning to. Full belly inhales, Full belly exhales. Breathing in your intention, using that imagination. One more breath, mind is focused. And then slowly, if you had the foot, releasing it, letting it go, planting the hands to frame that left foot. Again, you're going to slightly pull the right knee in so that you feel more connected to your core, and you can lightly bring the left knee to meet the right. So again, wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees are underneath the hips. Moving to the other side, extending out through the right leg, squaring through the hips, extending out through the left hand, belly up and in. And when you're ready, bend the right knee. And again, if you can't grab a hold of that right ankle or foot, it's all right. You can stay right here. Just keep the belly engaged, the heart lifting. Maybe you reach back. Maybe you kick the foot into the hand, hand into the foot. Keep the belly nice and strong. Notice where the mind is. Has it wandered away from the intention? So a lot of energy as you breathe in every single inhalation, giving nutrition, giving food to that intention that you set. One more breath. See if you can kick the foot a little bit higher. Very nice. And then slowly extending out. Mindfully release the left hand in line with the left knee. Release the right tippy toes down, and then you're going to bring that left leg out to the side. Stacking right shoulder on top of left, lifting the right hand, breathing here into the right side of the body. You might even take that right hand over the ear, maybe starting to rotate the chest, the hips up towards the sky, breathing into the right side. Full belly inhales, full belly exhales, and then slowly from here, releasing the right hand down. Extending that left leg back, coming into your plank position. And again, yogi's choice, so that you can move through that vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Meeting in your down dog, right leg lifts, nice and steady. Use your core, and then step the foot through to your high lunge. So you're staying on the ball of your back foot. Squeeze the inner thighs, outer hips together. And inhale, sweep the hands up. Pull the navel in. So already here, feeling that your core is nice and strong, belly up and in. Focus on the intention, focus on your breath. And we're going to very lightly step up to the top of the mat and just hover the left tippy toes above the ground. Make sure your tailbone is dropping down, the navel is in. Very similar to the work that we were just doing on the mat. Down on our knees, you're going to bring the left heel in towards the tush. Reach for that left ankle. Tuck the tail under. Hug the belly in. Don't let that left hip open. And slowly, slowly begin to hinge forward into your dancer, into your Natarajasana. One more breath here. And with control, with intention, breathing it in. If you're feeling unstable, visualize that stability. Use your imagination. Pull that left knee into your chest. Hug the navel in, lift the pelvic floor. And then with control, slowly start to extend that left leg back behind you. Come back into your high lunge. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Pull the navel in, lift the pelvic floor. And then slowly release the left hand down with control, right hand up. Looking up at those fingertips, finding your twist. Moving into side plank, so very similar to what we just experienced with the knee down. Start to roll to the outer edge of the left foot, and the right foot comes back, lifting up through the right hip. If you need to release the left knee down, just as before, then honor that. Otherwise, maybe take it a step further by lifting up through the right leg. Just for a breath, bend the right knee, release the right sole of the foot behind the left, both soles of the feet down onto the mat, and reach back. Opening up through the heart, opening up through the chest. One more deep breath. Again, remember the intention that you set. Why are we practicing? And then slowly come back to center. With control, release the right hand down. Shift your weight forward. With control, either vinyasa or straight back into your downward facing dog. Yogi's choice. From your down dog, inhale, left leg lifts. Step it through mindfully. High lunge. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Find that point in front of your mat, and when you're ready, just gently step up. Hovering the right tippy toes above the ground. Watch your lower back so that you're not back bending here. And then from here, slowly begin to bend the right knee.
Reach with the right hand. Tuck the tail under, hug the belly in. Again, keeping the hips square down towards the earth. Begin to kick the foot into the hand into the foot. Stay with your breath. Remember your intention. Remember what you're practicing for. And then very slowly, beginning to lift back up. You're going to pull that right knee into your chest. Zip the navel in, lift the pelvic floor. And then with control, maybe hands come to hips as you step the right foot back. Plant your feet, stabilize yourself. Inhale, lift the arms. And then slowly twisting, right hand down, left hand up. Look up at those fingertips. Feel the strength in your right arm, feel the strength in your right leg. We're going to look down at the left tippy toes for perspective. Coming into our Vashisthasana, side plank, lifting up to the left hip. Again, if you need to, you can always release the right knee down. If you want to take it further, lift up through the left leg, just for a moment. Bend the left knee, set the left sole of the foot down. Both soles of feet down onto the mat as you lift the hips, lift the heart. Reach back with the left fingertips. Maybe close the eyes. Find your breath. Find your intention. And then slowly, without collapsing, back into your side plank. Pause. With control, release the left hand down, plank position. Pause. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, either vinyasa or straight to down dog. Yogi's choice. And then from your downward facing dog, just gently drop the knees down and come back into your child's pose. Just take a moment to observe. Are you still with your intention? Are you still moving from that space, or have you disconnected? Yeah. Reconnect to the breath, regroup. One more breath, Michelle. Very nice. And then when you're ready, come into your tabletop position. We're going to move into our camel posture. Knees are hip width apart. You're going to come all the way to standing onto your knees. So if you have sensitive knees, there's a couple of things that you can do. You can roll up your mat. Yeah, you can kind of just double it up if you want to. Or if you have a blanket at home or something, you can also use that. So just observe. You don't want to feel any pain in the knees. Yeah. So we're going to start with our toes tucked. Tuck the toes. Really important not to sink into the lower back. So we want to open the heart. We want to be open to that intention that we've set, but we don't want to do this and compromise the lumbar spine, the lower back. So you're going to bring your hands to the small of your back, squeeze the elbows in, and you're actually pressing the hip bones forward, lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the navel. So you can feel all sorts of sensations in the front body, in your quads, in your hips, in your belly, but try to avoid feeling anything in your lower back. There should be expansion and length there. So when you're back bending, you're trying to back bend through the upper part of your torso. Pull the navel in, again, engage the core, lift the heart, lift the chest. Maybe the gaze comes up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. And if you feel fairly stable, maybe you release one hand down to the heel, the other hand, maybe you alternate. Keep pressing the hips forward, keep lifting the heart, keep lifting the chest. Close the eyes if you feel comfortable. If there are no neck injuries, you can always drop the head all the way back. Reconnect to the intention. Breathe into your heart center. And then slowly, without twisting, without turning too much, begin to lift all the way back up. Go ahead and slide your hands down to your knees and take like a weird cat pose. Pull the navel in and just round. Tuck your chin into your chest. I'm going to do that one more time. So coming all the way up. Now, it's your choice. You can stay with the feet tucked, especially if you felt like that was plenty for you. You shouldn't be feeling anything in that lower back. Yeah, if you want to take it further, you can release the tops of the feet onto the mat and see if you can bring the hands to the soles of the feet. Yeah, but if you feel like, wait, what we did was just enough for me, then stay with that. So again, bringing the hands to the small of the back. Squeeze the elbows in. Pull the navel in and press your hip bones forward. So you're really over-exaggerating the length in your lower back. And then find the extension through the upper part of the spine as you open the heart, open the chest. Maybe that's as far as you go. Maybe you play with releasing the hands to the heels. Maybe releasing the hands to the soles of the feet. No sensations in that lower back. Keep pressing your hip bones forward. Drop the head back. Breathe deeply. And then slowly, without twisting, without turning too much, try to use the core. Come all the way up. Again, slide your hands down to your knees. Grab them onto the knees. Hug everything in and come into that modified cat variation. One more breath here. And then slowly come back into your tabletop position. So if you rolled up your mat, release it. If you had a blanket, move it to the side. And just take a few cat-cow stretches and assess your spine. Yeah, take a deep inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest. Assess your breath. Exhale, pull the belly in and assess whether you've remained connected to that intention that you set. Inhale, drop the belly down. Every time we breathe in that intention. Last time, exhale, pull the navel in. And then on the inhale, finding a neutral spine, we're going to swing our legs out in front of us and come right into Paschimottanasana. So nice forward fold to release the spine from that back bending, maybe moving the flesh out of the way. Yeah, and then from here, it's always all right to have a soft bend in the knees, especially if that lower back is feeling tight. Take a deep inhale, lift the heart, lift the chest, lift the arms. As you exhale, lead with the heart. Don't round into yourself. Grab onto what you can. Take another deep inhale. Again, lift the heart, lift the chest. Pull the shoulders away from the ears and then fold all the way forward to your best ability. Close the eyes, relax the face. Deep inhales. Deep exhales. One more deep breath. With the exhale, see what you can let go of. And then slowly coming all the way up, tall spine, releasing the hands down. One more forward fold. So take the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall out to the sides. Maybe take your hands and open up your feet like a little book, yeah? Lovely. And then from here, we're going to lift the heart, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, it's your choice. You can keep that long spine, or if it feels better, you can also just round into yourself. So choose wisely for your body. Have that discernment. Then close the eyes, relax the face. Deepen into the breath. Now here towards the end of practice, really checking in. Am I still connected to the intention that I set? Notice how easily the mind wanders away. And every time it does, we don't get frustrated. We're not hard on ourselves. We just draw it back to the breath. We draw it back to the intention. Yeah. There's no drama. We don't give ourselves a difficult time. And then on the next inhale, slowly lifting all the way up. We're going to come into an easy cross-legged position. Yeah. And then if you'd like, you can always sit on top of your block, yeah, especially if you feel like you're rounding into yourself. So if you're kind of hunched over and it's difficult to sit up nice and tall and pull the shoulders back, maybe sit onto your block. It just elevates the hips and takes the pressure out of the lower back. Very nice. The hands can rest on the knees or in the lap, whichever feels most comfortable. And I just want you to close your eyes. Close your eyes, relax your face, draw the shoulders away from the ears, lift the crown of the head towards the sky. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue. Let it just sit and settle in the roof of the mouth. And then here for a few moments, just steady the breath with a lot of focus. Watch the inhale and watch the exhale. Maybe every time you draw that inhalation, you think about the intention that you set. If there's a particular goal that you're working with in your personal life or maybe on the mat, visualizing yourself already there. Not something that you're separate from, but something that you're returning to. Keep that visualization, keep that intention. Stay with the breath. A few more moments here.
Even if the mind wanders away every second or third or fourth breath, it's okay. Just bring it back. There's no drama. Don't give yourself a difficult time. Just keep watching, keep observing. A few more moments. And then when you're ready, in your own time, you're going to blink the eyes open. Just very carefully make your way into your final resting pose, into your shavasana. So at this point, you want to let go of everything. You want to let go of that intention, that effort. You want to let go of any controlled breathing. You're completely surrendering your whole body, your whole heart, your whole mind to this relaxation posture. Yeah. And if you have the time, I really encourage you to stay here for about 7 to 10 minutes to really allow your body to soak in the benefits of the discipline, the mindfulness, the breath, and the movement. Thank you for joining us. I hope to see you tomorrow on Yoga Today. Namaste, yogis.